everybody, and welcome back to Awesomer. For this week's video, I am building Benny Watts' apartment from the Queen's Gambit. Last week I actually tried building Beth Harmon's house, and if you want to check that video out, I'll link it in the description. So, luckily, unlike Beth's house, Benny Watts' apartment is a lot smaller. I believe it's in New York, so it's very small. It's a basement apartment, so it was much easier and took less time to build, which I'm very happy about because they spent way too long building Beth's house. But I had a lot of fun with this build. In the show, you can see that Benny's apartment is very cluttered, it's very messy, so I went through debug and just found every little piece of like folders, papers, and like just all the mess that I could find. I kind of like wrecked this house. It was really fun being really messy and looking for like garbage and looking for folders and papers that I could strew all about the room and make it super duper messy. And so right here is his bedroom. We don't really get to see much of it other than his bed, so I decided to add like a little shelf for books and things just so we can add some skills and make it functional in The Sims, which we always like. And then my favorite part, we're making the stairs and landing way. This whole room isn't very functional in The Sims because I wanted to recreate it how it is. So since I can't really build stuff under the ground, so I can't build basement rooms unless I have like a top floor, I decided to just make it above ground and just go with it and just have it be a room. And you can break down a wall and put your Sims in. You can like style them. You could also add an actual functional door to this build, but I just wanted to make the apartment, like just recreate the apartment in The Sims, so that's why it's not quite functional, but it does look a lot like his apartment, which I'm really happy about. Some of the furniture isn't the same. I know for his couch there is a pile of pillows, so I just kind of switched it out for like a brown leather that would match his pirate aesthetic, and I'm really happy about that. And then with the chairs for his chess table, I know it's supposed to be an actual dining table, but since we also want the Sims to be able to play chess, I had to make some sacrifices and just use a chess table. They can always eat standing up or by the counters, not a huge deal. So I went with the looks over functionality some of the times, but it's really fun just kind of messing around and making his apartment, since it's actually such a cool set in the show, and I wish we got to see a bit more of it, and I wish the lighting was a lot better, but of course it is an apartment room, and so a lot of the lights, as you can see, are those like hanging lights, which surprisingly there is in The Sims, so I really took advantage of those and added them very sparsely to kind of keep up with like the darkness that we see in the show. So as you can see, I'm like just trying to figure out the best way to put in the bathroom and like kind of make it look as close as possible. I know with windows and doors, they're not gonna ever be the exact same in the show, so I did my best there, and I just kind of cluttered it up, add lots of bookshelves, lots of books, because that seems to be a running theme in his apartment. He has a ton of decorations. And then with the counters, I kind of hacked it, and instead of putting them directly against the wall, I added like a little half counter and then put them on the side, because the walls of counters, if you ever tried building this way, they always clip, and I hate how that looks. So I just kind of just used baby move objects to kind of fix that. And then here's this little bathroom situation. I know it's just like a bathtub in the corner. We don't actually get to see all of it, but from what I made it out to be, it was like a bathroom shower situation in the corner with a little sink. So it's like his toilet is separated, so I went with that. And then I used all the vampire unpack stuff to kind of break up the home, add like broken walls, cracks in the floor and ceiling, cobwebs, because he doesn't seem to be the type of guy that would clean up his apartment once in a while, because like Beth's first reaction when she walks in is like, ooh, like it's a dump, but it's also like clean-ish, but it's like It's messy, but it's just like book messy with a bit of clutter and lack of cleaning. So yeah, and for the longest time I wasn't too sure how to fit in the chess table, because in The Sims you want to make sure that they can also walk around the room. They can't really move the chairs and stuff. So I kept kind of shifting everything back towards closer to the counters, but then I realized that wasn't going to work, so I ended up moving everything back down a bit and then adding some like windows. It was really hard to find like good small half windows, so I just went with like a bigger version of what you see on his bathroom wall, and like just kind of cluttering everything closer. I know the two chairs on the side aren't very functional, but that's like how it looks like in his apartment. He has like, it's supposed to be a dining table with just supposed to be a chessboard on top, so not functional, but they look really great together, and I really just like to be able to use those type of chairs. And then I use like a single bulb from Laundry Day, I believe. And without further ado, here's the tour of Benny's finished apartment. So right when you walk in, you see his bookshelves, his little kitchen nook, and his like corner bathroom with his tub. And then over here you get to see his like desk area with some more books and the door to his room and the way it looks like when he walks into the apartment. And I really love how his like little back nook looks with all the lamps and the books, and his like little shelves full of clutter, and it looks exactly how it does in the film. And he has this like mini kitchen where he cooks scratched eggs and stuff for breakfast. And then his bathroom, right when you walk in, it's definitely an eyesore of a room. There's pipes everywhere, cleaning supplies all over, the really basic sink from Parenthood, really messy, cluttered toilet that's very outdated, full of cobwebs, not very pleasant to use. And then you have his little living area and chess playing room with all the colorful chairs, and his little back desk with that same black lamp that he actually has, and then his desk with some little books, like a chess book, maybe similar to what Beth has to write all of his moves, a cup of coffee, his like notes all over on the wall, his little living room chairs with the leather, his desk thrown with mail all over, more papers on the floor, his like little lamp, and then his back corner tub with cobwebs, really basic sink again with some laundry day basket, and since it's like a New York apartment, maybe has to go to a laundromat to get his clothes laundered. And then he has this like little mini kitchen nook with a coffee machine, so you can make coffee, a really old stove, so all of this is like really old, bad furniture from city living, and then some knives, some mugs, a little more bookshelves with his trophies and things, and then that little window into his bedroom, and then just kind of an overall look into his room. So it's a very basic mattress that I got from Eco Lifestyle. It has papers all over the floor, food bits, lots of mandala folders for helping like his moves, ideas, like maybe different game challenges that he has to do, mail, a little TV on his nightstand, a little locker full of books, more books in the corner of his bed. The walls are like falling apart. There's a little corkboard with some postcards, and yeah, that's pretty much it. And that's a wrap on Benny's apartment. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was super fun to make, and I really loved cluttering it up, the space. As always, if you want to download this build, you can find my EID in the description along with all of my social medias. If you guys have any ideas for builds you would like me to try out next, please do comment down below. Other than that, like, subscribe, and see you next week.